Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, PD, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for today, Wednesday. It is the 26th day of February. And I do hope that you had a great night and that you're up and ready to face the challenges of this brand new work day. Yeah, there are folks who, are just getting into work. It's a good day to have a good day. Remember that. Seem to be experiencing some connectivity issues here with Facebook, with the live. Don't know why. We'll get it sorted out, man. So good morning to the world. How are you doing this morning? It's a good day to have a good day. Remember that. Nice. 26 minutes onto the hour of 7 o'clock, and I just want to say good morning to all the bus drivers of the nation. Hope you all are doing fine. Yep. Hope you all doing good. It's tough. I mean, there's a particular busman that I pass in Corinth when I'm coming down, like after 4 on mornings, he's washing down. And then you would see him walking through the day and finishing 6 and 7 o'clock and 8. Oh, yeah, good. I mean, we do have some that are irresponsible and careless and reckless, but we do have some reliable, committed bus drivers. Bus drivers and conductors know your rules, right? You are important. As important as the doctor, the lawyer, even the prime minister. Yeah. Not everybody can afford their private transport, so you bridge that gap. You make it happen. You get them to and from where they've got to go. 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. That is the time. Let's head into a word of the day. And that word today, that word is quintessential. Quintessential. It is spelled Quintessential. Quintessential. And what it means representing the perfect example. Representing the perfect example. Here's how we can use that word in a sentence. Paris is often considered the quintessential romantic destination. Yeah, Paris is affiliated with love. Even the language, je t'aime. I see. It's romantic, man. So Paris is often considered as the perfect example for romantic destinations. Yeah, you see how we can interchange the word there? Nice. 24 minutes on to 7. Good morning, Eggies and Chief Cruz, the Apretut football teams. And notice I said teams. It seems like soccer or football is on the rise in St. David because they've entered the, St. David FC is now into the Premier League division of GFA for the first time. Apretut has gotten themselves 2 soccer teams, 2 football teams. So good morning to the entire team and the management thereof. I wish you guys all the best. And of course, I'm backing you. Yeah. Nice. To all the teachers of the nation, the teachers and all those of you working in the schools as, cooks in the kitchen, you're the cleaner, all those of you who make the school life what it is, good morning to you. The principals of the nation, good morning. Nice. I don't know if somebody could dance this morning because I ain't getting to log into the Facebook, but I'll attempt to. I'll endeavor to. Holy Spirit, take my Sister Maxine inside of Lacaloom. Good morning. How you doing? You and the family? The little boy. Everybody good? Holy Spirit. Nice. Let's sing. Kathleen, good morning. We'll make the arrangements so I can get it firing, all right? I know how we're doing that. Under the doctor's orders, can't walk too much, can't move too. You know what I'm saying? The boy getting older. But we'll make some arrangements, right? And I'll collect, okay? Nice. 22 minutes on to 7 o'clock. All the immigration officers, good morning. All visitors on the island, good morning to you. You're visiting Grenada for the first time, or you're a repeat visitor, or you're from a foreign country but you're residing here now, whether it's through citizenship, by investment, or whatever means, good morning to you. Welcome. This is home. Yeah. Nice. Good morning to all the athletes and coaches around the island. Yep. And don't forget the Virgin Parish Relay Meet comes up next Saturday. That's Saturday the 8th of March. It's going to be a mini Olympic. Well, maybe not mini. My God is. Yeah. St. David is waiting to welcome you if you haven't been there. Good morning, my brethren. Junior Murray, Andre Fletcher, Nilon Pascal, Devon Smith, all the past players, local past players of West Indies cricket, man. Good morning to the Cricket Association, the Football Association. Marlon Glynn, good morning. Who's the president of the Cricket Association now, boy? I can't remember. Debbie, good morning. Dancer Boy, good morning to you. Kami, good morning. Let me make another attempt and see if we can connect on Facebook. I feel like something is missing when I don't have my Facebook people with me, man. Let's see if we can get it up. Yep. Alright, something seems to be wrong. I don't know what it is. 20 minutes on to 7 o'clock though. Nadisha, this is your time. It's time for the motivational tip of the day. Let the heavens and earth praise his name. Hallelujah. And let the heathen bow their heads in shame. From down in the valley to the mountain top. Let us sing this song. It says, embrace the power hour. Dedicate one focused hour to work on your goals without any distractions. Quality time can lead to incredible progress. Yeah, the power hour. Dedicate 1 hour every day. Focused, on your goals. No distractions, okay? So this is when you put down the phone, you get away from the TV. For me, I do that up in the mountains, yeah? Yeah, that's where all the ideas flow, man. My God is. Okay, so Mildred is asking, are we on yet? My God is. Having some connectivity issues, Mildred. 19 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Let's see what's buzzing this morning. All right, the youth parliamentarians, they will be sworn in today. In the region, Jamaica's murder toll surpasses 100. We're in February, so it's just about 60-something days. Well, is it 68? No, not necessarily. But Jamaica has already surpassed 100 murders. That's alarming. We've got 2. And they are too many. Internationally, Iran's top diplomat rejects U.S. maximum pressure strategy. And in sports, Irfan Ali taking charge of CARICOM subcommittee on cricket. Yeah, you heard that in the news yesterday. We'll give you some more details on that. Yep. Holy Spirit, take my soul. Holy Spirit, fill my soul. Holy Spirit, take my soul. Hi-ya. I'm going to try a different strategy.
Sweet.
17 minutes on to the 7 o'clock hour. If you've got to get to work for 7, you should be just about entering the workplace now, yeah? Because you need to give yourself some time to settle in. And, yeah, you need to give yourself some time to settle in. So at 7, you can start producing, all right? Nice. Let me not talk and do that. All right, they're really unable to really get onto the live. I don't know why. Nonetheless, folks, it continues. The action continues right here. Good morning to my friends at Nawasa. Wendell and the guys doing some serious work up in the Apretut region. While up there, good morning to Apretut. Good morning to Bellevue and surrounding areas. Good morning to Mount Agnes, Pomrose, Doggy. Good morning to you, bro. Folks, it's 15 minutes on to 7 o'clock. It's time for us to head on to the AM edition of News, Sports, and the weather. They come up right after these messages.
Choice Promotions in association with Investment Migration Agency of Grenada, together with our Riser Credit Union, presents the inaugural Virgin Parish Relay Meet. This is the real Mini Olympics, Saturday, March 8th, Lassages Playing Field in St. David. Relay action featuring the top clubs and schools from across Grenada, competing for cash prizes and more. Come see the nation's best athletes as they prepare for Intercall and Carifta Games 2025. First call to action is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, featuring live entertainment and excitement in the tug-of-war competition. Admission $10 adults, $5 children. Come to Virgin Parish, St. David on Saturday, March 8th for the Virgin Parish Relay Meet. Come share in the excitement and speed and see you there.
Grenada is indeed beautiful and worth exploring. We firmly believe that you should be allowed to do so. Why not explore Grenada with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours? Whether you decide to explore Grenada with your family, spouse, or large group of friends, we are ready to welcome you. Our tours are guaranteed to leave you with wonderful memories of Grenada if you are visiting and excitement if you live here. Book a tour with us now by visiting our website www.jamessvcs.com. Call 1473-442-3769 or email info@jamessvcs.com. James Services Corp Off-Road Tours.
I am Dennis James Williams, owner and director of James Services Corp. Looking forward to welcoming you to the beautiful island of Union to explore with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours. See you soon.
Explore our beautiful island of Grenada from an angle that is unique and off-road, but equally fun. We are 100% family-friendly tours.
This is the GBN Morning News for today, Wednesday, February 26th, 2025. Coming up in the news, youth parliamentarians to be sworn in today. In the region, Jamaica's murder toll surpasses 100. Internationally, Iran's top diplomat rejects U.S. maximum pressure strategy. And in sports, Afan Ali to take charge of CARICOM subcommittee on cricket. We've got the details to these and more after these messages.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
Good morning. With the details, I am Gordon Joseph. The historic swearing-in ceremony of the first ever elected national youth parliamentarians of Grenada will be held this morning at the Grenada Houses of Parliament building at Mount Welldale at 10 a.m. 14 young leaders were successfully elected in the recently held national youth elections for an opportunity to represent the young people in their constituencies on a national level. And during the ceremony, they will receive their assigned parliamentary portfolios, take the oath of office, and give their maiden speech as officials or as national youth parliamentary officials. The representatives include Kerrian Maras, St. Andrew Northeast, Mr. Joshua Andel, St. Andrew Northwest, Miss Amanda Japal George, St. Andrew Southeast, Mr. Cameron St. Cyr, St. Andrew Southwest, Mr. Tariq Miller, St. David, Mr. Akim Williams, St. George Northeast, Mr. Jonathan Mitchell, St. George South, Miss Veronique Lewis, St. George Southeast, Miss Angela Bowen, St. George Northwest, Miss Sashana McVean, St. John, Mr. Akim Phillips, St. Mark, Miss Shanaida Shade, St. Patrick East, Sean Williams, St. Patrick West, Ramia Griffith, Town of St. George. The candidates were elected on December 5th, 2024 through an online platform by over 1,000 registered voters who chose individuals they felt would best represent their constituencies. Each parliamentarian will also receive an EC $5,000 community support grant to implement impactful projects in their constituencies. The Child Protection Authority is rolling out a new program on the sister island of Carriacou, and it's called SCRIPT. Public Relations Officer Donella Hostin explained the acronym, what SCRIPT means.
Mainland Grenada is currently on the style of Karakou to do a soft launch of one of our projects, which is named Project Script. Script is an acronym for Strengthening Community Resilience and Involvement through Partnership Teams. Now, the whole purpose of Project Script is to continue with our community outreach and education, but this time we delve a little deeper and we go into the communities, into the sports, into the different groups there are in the communities. We interact with the community leaders, prominent persons within the society, etc., the children, and our aim through Project Script is to ensure that we do our part in letting the public know that they too have a role to play in child protection, as child protection is everyone's business.
Hostin had this message for parents as the island prepares to host its carnival this weekend.
We also want to take the time to remind our kayak friends that we know that there's a scaled down version of Kayak Mass coming up in the next few weeks or days, and we also want to take this time to remind them that despite the festive season, despite all that is happening, even though Beryl passed and ravished the island, there's still things that we need to do as a society to ensure that our children are safe and well protected. During that time, we will be sharing tips with people and children as well on how they can keep themselves safe during the festive season. We are happy to be here on this style of Karakou once again, offering that psychosocial support, and we will be here until next Thursday, so feel free. If you would like to reach out to one of our officers, then we are here to help. And remember, child protection is everyone's business, and we are ensuring that we do our part to help you, to help us to end the scourge of child abuse within our society.
The Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA, will present the Soul of Rurality Award to Miss Sandra Ferguson. For more than 30 years, Ferguson has worked to advance small farmers in Grenada by providing them with access to credit, technical support, and training, and for this, she has been recognized by the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture as a leader of rurality of the Americas. Ferguson will receive the Soul of Rurality Award as part of an initiative by the Specialized Organization in Agricultural and Rural Development to shine the spotlight on men and women who are leaving their mark and making a difference in the rural Americas, a region that is pivotal to food and nutritional security and the environmental sustainability of the planet. In 1992, Ferguson joined the Agency for Rural Transformation ART, a non-governmental organization in Grenada that worked to empower rural communities to improve the standard of living, with a particular focus on women, youth, family farmers, and artisans. Ferguson has been described as a spirited advocate for the cultivation of healthy food and local consumption, which is a matter of critical concern throughout the Caribbean, as a region whose food security is largely dependent on imports. She has also played an instrumental role in campaigns such as Grow What You Eat and Eat What You Grow and Eat Local, Eat Healthy, whose messages have resonated throughout the country. Sandra explained that eating what you grow locally is healthier, and our priority is to use food as a means of improving community health. That concludes the local segment of news. Stay with us. The regional and international developments are straight ahead, followed closely by the sports. In the region, some concerns here. Jamaica's murder toll surpasses 100. We have this in this OCM News Network report.
Jamaica's murder toll for 2025 so far has surpassed 100. According to the latest crime data released by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, 104 people were murdered up to last Saturday, February 22nd. This is 39 fewer than the 143 recorded in the same period last year. The St. Andrew South Division had the highest number of murders with 17, followed by St. Catherine South with 13. Trelawney remains the only division without a murder so far. The JCF is also reporting that cases of rape declined by 51 and robberies by 1. Meanwhile, break-ins have increased by 13. Meanwhile, the Education Ministry in Jamaica has given the assurance that...
And looking further afield, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi on Tuesday dismissed the possibility of direct negotiations with the United States on his country's nuclear program. His remarks came a day after Washington announced fresh sanctions on Tehran, targeting more than 30 vessels and people, including the head of the national oil company, accused of involvement in brokering the sale and shipment of Iranian oil. The sanctions were the latest to be imposed since U.S. President Donald Trump reinstated his maximum pressure policy towards Iran, reprising his approach during his first term. Ukraine's parliament has overwhelmingly approved a resolution affirming the legitimacy of President Volodymyr Zelensky's stay in office, asserting the constitutionality of deferring the presidential election while the country is at war. The 268 parliamentary members present on Tuesday voted unanimously to approve the resolution, while 12 other MPs were not present during the session. The resolution was designed by the parliamentary leadership as a symbolic show of support for Zelensky, whose regular term in office ended in May last year. And finally, federal employees are raising alarms over Elon Musk's push to reshape the U.S. government, an effort now compounded by a weekend directive for workers to justify their jobs in writing. The mounting pressure has left many in the federal workforce feeling vulnerable. Latisha Thompson, a clinical social worker with the Department of Veterans Affairs in Philadelphia, is among those crying foul over a Saturday email from the Office of Personnel Management that instructs workers to submit a list of tasks they performed on the job in the past week. Thompson called the request insulting and disrespectful, not to mention possibly problematic for the privacy of the U.S. veterans she works with in her job. I'll have to send an email to tell my boss what I've done for the week. That concludes the local, the regional, and international news. Stay with us. The sporting highlights are straight ahead. Good morning, sporting fans. Guyana's President Dr. Irfan Ali has been selected to replace Dr. Keith Rowley as the new chairman of the CARICOM Subcommittee on Cricket. The announcement was made by outgoing chairman Dr. Rowley on Friday during the final day of the 48th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Barbados. Dr. Rowley said it would be his final CARICOM meeting and added that Dr. Ali had been selected as the new chairman. Dr. Rowley said West Indies cricket had been discussed during the 3-day meeting, although not in great detail. He said this was due to the fact that progress had been made in some areas following talks in Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago. And finally, North Stars Football Club will make its return to the Grenada Football Association, that's the GFA, the Premier League, after a remarkable 35-year absence. The club, which was formed in 1972, first took to the field in the nation's top league in 1989, competing against the best teams in Grenada. After a strong performance in the 2024 Division 1, North Stars finished the season in second place with a total of 43 points, just behind St. David's FC, who topped the division with 48 points. This successful season has paved the way for North Stars to reclaim their spot among the elite in Grenadian football. We are thrilled to be back in the Premier League, said Jefferson David, club president. This is a significant moment for us and our loyal fans. Our team has worked incredibly hard to earn this promotion, and we are eager to show our skills on the bigger stage. This is not just a win for the club, but for the community as well. The club has a rich history and has been a source of pride for many supporters over the years. Fans can expect a renewed spirit and competitive edge as the team prepares to face off against top-tier opponents in the upcoming season, including parish rivals Shamrock SC and Hadrock. As North Stars prepares for the challenges ahead, the management is focused on building a strong team that can compete at the highest level. The club is committed to fostering local talent and engaging the community. That's the sports at this time. We'll have more sports for you during our luncheon edition. Stay with us. The weather forecast is straight ahead. Right, 5 minutes after 7 o'clock. Unfortunately, there aren't any forecasters at the desk this morning. However, I have this weather report that was sent, and it says a thick plume of Saharan dust is making its way across the Atlantic, carried by winds from the Sahara Desert in North Africa. It is expected to reach our area today. The dust concentrations are anticipated to range from moderate to potentially dense at times. This advisory will take effect today and may last until early next week should conditions remain the same. Meanwhile, the forecast says satellite imagery and model data show that the Saharan dust concentration will rise starting today, with variations in intensity anticipated throughout the week. The Met Office will continue to monitor closely the progress of this plume. That's the weather that we have at this time. Hopefully we'll have a more comprehensive weather report during our luncheon edition. Just like to remind you that the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick and Thompson Company Limited.
value you'll love only at Quartz. With huge savings on select mattresses, mobile phones, and TVs. You'll also love our new arrivals in furniture and appliances. Plus, when you shop, get a chance to win great prizes. So come in, shop today, and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Get value you'll love only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Offer ends February 24, 2025. See store for details.
It's 8 minutes after 7 o'clock. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. Youth parliamentarians to be sworn in today. In the region, Jamaica's murder toll surpasses 100. Internationally, Iran's top diplomat rejects U.S. maximum pressure strategy. And in sports, North Stars back in the Premier League. All the best. Welcome. And, of course, Irfan Ali to take charge of the CARICOM subcommittee on cricket. That has been the morning edition of news for today, the 26th, Wednesday, the 26th of February, 2025. On behalf of the entire news department, I'm Gordon Joseph, thanking you for listening, wishing you a productive day, and extending the invitation to you to stick and stay with the network, because we are with you anywhere and everywhere.
Attention all track and field fans, the race is on and history is being made. On Saturday, March 1st, the Kirani James Athletic Stadium comes alive yet again for the Charlie George Classic. We honor a true stalwart of Grenadian athletics, Mr. Charles A.R. George, the longest serving president of the Grenada Athletics Association. Watch the best of the best go head to head in sprints, distance races, field events, and thrilling relays with top clubs like 473 MVP, Ace, Fusion Athletics, Velocity Track Club, St. David's Track Blazers, and more. The excitement kicks off at 10 a.m., so be there early. Witness the speed, the strength, and the passion of Grenada's finest athletes. This is more than a meet. It's a legacy in motion. The Charlie George Classic, Saturday, March 1st. Be there.
Grenada National Folk Group, in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Economy and Culture, proudly presents Iconic Moves and Melodies. Yes, man! Iconic Moves and Melodies. A heartfelt tribute to the legendary Miss Shirley Robinson. Mark your calendar. Saturday, March 1st, 2025 at the Grenada Trade Center, starting at 5 p.m. Immerse yourself in an evening of vibrant folk songs, classical songs, Negro spirituals, patriotic songs, captivating poetry, and mesmerizing dance performances as we honor Miss Shirley Robinson, a true pioneer of Grenada's cultural heritage. You'll also get the chance to have a meet and greet with Miss Shirley Robinson. Tickets are just $50 for adults and $25 for children. Iconic Moves and Melodies, a celebration you don't want to miss. Join us Saturday, March 1st at the Grenada Trade Center. Let's honor the legacy, celebrate the culture, and make it a night to remember.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Attention Grenadians, get ready for an exciting weekend of empowerment and inspiration under the theme Accelerating a Transformed NDC. Delegates, party members, and special invitees will partake in the NDC Convention 2025 from the March 2nd at the Happy Hill Secondary School. After the convention, everyone is invited to a sensational rally at the Bushes U playing field starting at 4 p.m. Be inspired by our distinguished guests. Hear from Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt of Dominica, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre of St. Lucia, and our very own political leader and Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, and more. Organize your transportation and walk with your flags, bandanas, drums, shells, whistles, and head down to Bushes U to be part of the transformation.
Cause I believe in the truth, and I just wanna live good.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
Welcome to MoneyWise, your guide to wise financial decisions, made possible by Ariza Credit Union. Welcome to MoneyWise, your guide to wise financial decisions, made possible by Ariza Credit Union. Welcome to MoneyWise, your guide to wise financial decisions, made possible by Ariza Credit Union.
One stage, 4 categories, 80 incredible dance talents. Experience the rhythms of the world as dancers bring culture to life with breathtaking performances. Who will take away the crown? Witness the passion, the energy, the artistry. Don't miss the ultimate global dance competition around the world in 80 dance talents. Call 407-8458 to register your group or solo act. Follow at GBN for updates.
Welcome to MoneyWise, your guide to wise financial decisions, made possible by Ariza Credit Union. Welcome to MoneyWise, your guide to wise financial decisions, made possible by Ariza Credit Union. Welcome to MoneyWise, your guide to wise financial decisions, made possible by Ariza Credit Union. Welcome to MoneyWise, your guide to wise financial decisions, made possible by Ariza Credit Union.
All right, folks, it's 17 minutes after 7 o'clock, and as you know, on Wednesdays we have MoneyWise with Ariza. Usually a representative from the credit union comes to the studio with me. Unfortunately, this morning, Josephine cannot make it to the studio due to some issues. You know, we're humans, and things do go wrong at times. However, she's with us via the telephone, so she's going to do MoneyWise. Good morning, Jo.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm hanging in there.
No, I don't like this. Hanging sounds suicidal, though, and you're not.
No, we're not going there.
Yeah, don't go there, okay?
Yes, I couldn't be physically present, but thank God for technology, right?
Yes, lovely. And I'm looking at you on the screen and hearing your voice, and it feels like you're in the studio.
Okay, well, we'll settle for that.
Lovely. All right, so we want to continue our conversation as briefly as we possibly can as it relates to financial independence. 2 weeks ago, I had my good friend Ponti Achiboli was talking about the importance of budgeting and creating different streams of income. And last week, I had my good friend Miss Marquez with me, who continued along those lines. And this week, we want to continue with this because we really want to resonate that principle that savings should be the first thing you do and everything else come after.
Yes.
So I'll give you the opportunity.
Well, basically, when we talk financial independence, we are working towards a time in your life when you no longer depend on your, let's say, your salary, your what we call maybe your mainstream income, so that you invest enough. Notice I didn't say save, because with savings, yes, that's one investment because of your interest rate, but you won't see the returns as quickly as you will if you were to actually invest, say, in a business venture. And so this is why we talk about different income streams. So you go to work from 8 to 4 or whatever time you work, and that's your main income stream. And you want to create something else or some other avenues. And in doing so, you also have to be careful. So if you're going to do something that is tourism related, then you won't do two things that are tourism related, for starters. So you're not going to put all of your eggs in one basket. So let's say we get hit by a hurricane. If you were going to do something tourism related, suppose it was Airbnb, for example, if you were going to do make your home, your downstairs into some little apartments that you can do Airbnb, then that's tourism related. But if, for example, you were also on the side doing wholesale foods, just as one of the things you can do, so you were driving around and doing wholesale foods, it still means that you have a revenue stream, because the tourists can't come for a while. Let's look at what happened with Carriacou. But if you had a safe place to store your food and your goods, then they can still be accessed. So it means that one income stream may be down, shut off for a while, but the other one is active and healthy. We also discussed, and Mr. Lord is big on this, investing in treasury bills and trust funds. So that's passive income as well. You're not actively going out there and working to see that money come in, but it's coming in because it's smart investing. So it's not consuming you. While you sleep, your money is working for you. Now you want to do your research so that you understand that this is a viable business. This is a business that you can trust with a reputation. And so you can talk to us about the different areas of investment broaden our scope where that is concerned and have more staff who will be able to direct you to investing to ensure that you have a healthy lifestyle. Think about it in a sense. If you don't have to depend on that mainstay, as we call it now, because a lot of us get boxed in to 8 to 4. We work from 8 to 4, we wait on that paycheck. But the paycheck can go so far and no further, even when you get increases. And we have some, maybe I should say, some simple talents that we just don't harness, we just don't use them. But I want to challenge the listeners, the viewers this morning. What is it that you can do for yourself that would earn you a second, a third income?
And Josephine, while at this, it is also critically important for people to know that when you're starting up a business, except you've gotten a multi-million-dollar business loan or something like that, but if you're starting a small to medium-sized business, it should not be in your head that in the initial stages, that period that we call the teething phase, that your returns will be very, very big or exorbitant. All right?
But when you plant a seed, think about farming. It's the same principle. When you plant a seed, you don't just go outside and you plant some tomatoes and you go outside and reap tomatoes. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you need to give it time.
But you must give it time. And while you're giving it time, you're investing in it. So you're mowing the tree, you're weeding, you're ensuring that you use your manure, and when the rain doesn't fall, you're watering it. It's all of that.
Yeah.
So there's a time for sowing and there's a time for reaping.
You're preaching
and that's
now.
What we have to, that's what we have to learn.
Yeah.
We have to be a little patient, and this is why the other income will keep you going, while this one is growing.
Right.
And there's going to come a time, if you manage it well, that this one will outdo the other. And while it's outdoing the other, find other ways to invest. And I'm not saying go into spread yourself so thin that you have no time for you. Because at the end of the day, if you're working for you, there must be time for you.
Nice.
So there has to be. But there is something called sacrifice. There will be a lot of self-sacrifice when you're investing in certain things. So like we're talking about farming and so. As we said that. Even if you're going to do something like Airbnb, you have to manage, you have to monitor, you have people who are coming, they may not be so careful with your property. What if there are damages? What if there's theft? All of these things happen. But if you monitor well, and if you're if you discipline yourself to do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, then it will become healthy. It's just like we're taking the discipline from budgeting into everything else that we do and applying that same discipline, because budgeting is a discipline.
Yeah.
So while we're on the subject of budgeting, we say save first. No, what we're used to, and we cannot hammer that home enough, what we're used to is spending, and then whatever is left, the dregs, we squeeze. And yet we want to have a healthy financial status. So it wouldn't work that way. We have to first save. And then we'll realize we can chop and trim and live well.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking fast food, nor am I knocking the people who sell lunches and so, the vendors who do food, because it's necessary. We live in a busy world. We may not be as busy as others, but we're busy. We work from 8 to 4. We have after hours work that we do. We have other commitments. So, but you would look around any organization and you can see that 1, 2, 3 persons who every day buy lunch. Every day. If you add up how much you spend on lunch or breakfast or whichever it is, or that extra tart, or that extra chocolate, or the extra drink that did you no good because it was full of sugar, when you consider how much you spend on food that way, now if you had bought groceries and cooked, take some time to prep the food, cook, put it in containers, and bring it to work, you would see how much you would save. Look at a very simple way of saving. Parents have to be less lazy. Sorry to put it that way, but it's true. You have smaller children who are not yet able to make their own sandwiches. So you prep in night. If you're not a nighttime person like me, you're morning, so you can get up 3, 4, 5, whatever, cook, make the sandwiches, get their juice bottled. Take pleasure in doing it. But no, instead of that, you give them money so they go to the tuck shop. They're not always the smartest with buying. So they might go for the malt, which is $5, instead of the bag juice, which may still be $1 or $1.50. Can you blame them? Have we done any better for them? No, we just gave them the money and said, buy lunch today. Buying lunch for children, I maintain, should be an exception, not the rule.
Right, right.
The school feeding program, some of us shy away from it. Oh, it's beneath us. No, it's not. The Ministry of Health ensures that the environment in which the food is cooked is safe and everything is, it's sanitized and it's good, it's healthy. It's healthy cooked food. Very often you see things like pea soup and good nourishing stuff. But no, some of us wouldn't want to do the school feeding program, but we'll give the children money to go to the vendor next door and buy something which costs more. It's probably oily, which is not good for them, and it's unhealthy, but we do it. So unhealthy practices tend to permeate our lives. We're spending unhealthily, we're eating unhealthily. What do we expect? So if we're going to gain financial independence, investing is one, yes. But if we don't start by budgeting and controlling our spending, then we're going to end up in a lot of trouble. So I see some people on Friday evenings, they just splurge. Every Friday, without exception, a round of drinks and this and that and that. So if you're going to take your significant other out every Friday and you don't have that wealth of money, then you may want to choose, and look at how I'm going to say, you can pass by Wall Street, buy something, and sit in Cameron Park and eat it in the nice fresh air. You don't have to go to someplace exotic. It will cost you a lot less.
Right.
You may want to do 2 weeks per month instead of every week.
How about once a quarter?
What works for you? Because we have different levels of financial freedom. So my disposable income may allow me to do 2 weeks. Yours may allow you to do a week. And some people just cannot do that for now. And I say for now because while you're trying to invest and make your life easier and save, especially for down the road, you just may have to find yourself not doing these things. But whatever happened to a nice moonlight walk?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to coming home and roasting corn and having a good time? Whatever happened to calling over a few friends and have what we call a Dutch party? You bring a drink, I bring a dish. So we can find ways to entertain and have a small budget, to be entertained on a small budget, as opposed to just splurging.
Well, and in doing so, it's healthier. It's healthier in both ways because it's healthier for you now, but it also will be healthier for you later on financially. You are well on your way to financial independence.
That's the way it goes. So it's about lifestyle. So yes, we have to invest and see the return on our investment. And I think we spoke about several ways to invest. And obviously, it's our members wish to come in and chat with us about what those ways, what those methods are, what's open to us, what avenues of investment are open to members, sure, come in and we can walk you through some of the opportunities for investment. But meanwhile, management is important. You have to manage what you have. If not, it will manage you.
Yeah.
If you don't manage money, money will manage you.
That sounds.
And at the end of the day,
that sounds scary.
Yeah, it's true, but it's true because the relationship with money is that you would like to keep it, but it would like to go.
Go to come back.
It always finds a way. So sometimes you look at, suppose, for example, you have a job where there's no uniform. You have to control yourself and make a uniform. So this is your uniform, and you're going to wear this for the 5 days of the week. Once you're clean, professionally attired, then nothing else matters. But that's one of the areas we tend to splurge. So when there's no uniform, you feel to wear this and you feel to wear that, and you're competing with the Joneses, and this one is wearing a new suit, so you have to wear a new one too. These are unhealthy practices.
Competitive spirit.
Yes. But healthy competition is one thing. Unhealthy competition is another. So we're just zeroing in on little areas that you can pull yourself back. You don't always have to have a new outfit to go to something, to go to an event. It's your clothes. Learn to mix, match, dress well, and you'll be fine.
Right.
You know, we tend to splurge. So you spend on the clothes, you spend on the food, and that bothers me. Every time I see people with, every day, you have a food box. What about cooking? It helps.
Right.
What about the children? You give the children a whole lot of money and they come to expect that. So they too are growing up without that sense of responsibility. Now they're supposed to come at a certain time in their lives, a certain age, when they're able to get up now and prepare their own.
Yeah. Okay. All right, well...
If you combine all of the things, then we will be well on our way to financial freedom. And I want to remind our members, and if you're not a member, get on board of our membership or retirement savings plan. So you are saving for your retirement, and we plan with you, when you get to that age, how you would like this money. Would you want a lump sum, or would you want us to transfer at the end of the month? We transfer from the retirement savings into your transactional savings and give you access to the money monthly.
Okay.
So we're planning, we're saving, we're investing, we're living smarter so that we can attain financial freedom.
Thank you, Jojo.
You are most welcome.
And get well fast.
I'm trying.
We miss you.
I'm working on that.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
A good day to everybody.
Yes. Okay, good. Thanks. Bye-bye. All right, folks. I have been speaking there with Ms. Josephine Walters, with the marketing representative from Ariza Credit Union on the program Money Wise. If the good Lord spare our lives, we'll have it again on Wednesday next week. We take a commercial break. When we come back, I've got my good friend with me, Jude Bernard.
Today's edition of Money Wise was made possible by Ariza Credit Union.
Take charge of your financial journey by switching to an Own Your Own loan at Ariza Credit Union. Ariza's Own Your Own loan is as unique as you are because we know one size fits all does not fit you. With Own Your Own loan, you get unmatched benefits including lower interest rates, flexible repayment options, discounted loan and legal fees, and savings from hardware suppliers. Tailor-made options that put you in control. Switch now and start Step into the life you were always meant to live with Ariza's Own Your Own Loan. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future. Call us today at 440-1759 or visit our website at arizacu.com.
Served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wiring accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
You'll love only at Quartz. With huge savings on select mattresses, mobile phones, and TVs. You'll also love our new arrivals in furniture and appliances. Plus, when you shop, get a chance to win great prizes. So come in, shop today, and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Get value you'll love only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Offer ends February 24, 2025. See store for details.
Right Choice Promotions in association with Investment Migration Agency of Grenada, together with Ariza Credit Union, presents the inaugural Virgin Parish Relay Meet. This is the Real Mini Olympics, Saturday, March 8th. Lassages playing field in St. David. Relay action featuring the top clubs and schools from across Grenada, competing for cash prizes and more. Come see the nation's best athletes as they prepare for Intercall and Carifta Games 2025. First call to action is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, featuring live entertainment and excitement in the tug-of-war competition. Admission $10 adults, $5 children. Come to Virgin Parish, St. David on Saturday, March 8th for the Virgin Parish Relay Meet. Come share in the excitement and speed and see you there.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
Good morning and welcome back to the conversation. It's 19 minutes on to 8 o'clock, and as promised, I've got with me my good friend in the studio. We're usually hearing him on the phone, but this morning he decided to join me in the studio, and I'm so happy for that. Mr. Jude Burnett, good morning, my bro.
Good morning, and thanks for having me, and good morning to all your followers.
Yeah, the pleasure is mine. This morning you're here in a big capacity. As Trump would say, you're here repping bigly, right? The Grenada Coalition of Service Industries.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I remembered it was in 2019 thereabout. I interviewed you because you were having a an expo, and I haven't, interviewed you since. So tell us, how GCSI, how is it going?
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned 2019 because that was probably the end of the glory days of GCSI. After that, of course, came the pandemic,
right?
And then we lost our sole employee. So there was no possibility of what you call institutional knowledge being passed over. And then it took us a while to get back. And finally, we are getting ready to launch GCSI 2.0.
I like that name. I like that. Yeah, it's current, it's relevant.
Yeah. We really want to. It's too important, an organization to be allowed to die.
So having said that, what are the core principles, the core, what is the word I'm trying to get? What is it GCSI is all about?
Right. It's interesting that you asked that question because let me give you a little bit of history. I think you're old enough to recall the days when we shipped bananas.
Yeah, I used to go to the mountain with
the geese boat
and stuff.
And we spoke of exports being cocoa, nutmegs, and bananas. And we had protection in the US, in the European market, as most of the other ex-colonies, the colonial masters felt that at least what you could do for them
give them some preferential treatment
on the market. But then towards the end of the last century, there came WTO, the World Trade Organization, and they said, no, we have to. Free trade is what it is.
Yeah.
It has to be free trade because when you give preferential treatment, you are discriminating against two groups. The others who need to compete, and you're preventing them from competing, and also your consumers.
Yeah.
Because why would I go to Sainsbury's somewhere in England and buy a pound of banana for $20 when I could get Chiquita for $2?
Yeah.
So you are not helping anyone, and you're not probably helping those who are producing those inefficient ways to become more efficient at what they do. So after a lot of, there were many court battles fought in the international arena, and eventually the Americans and the others won, and our former European colonizers had to give in.
Right.
So we had what they call the Lomé Trade and Aid Agreement, where they used to give aid and give us trade preferences, and then that had to stop. So they said, okay, we cannot continue to support you in that way. Let us look for another way in something where you have a competitive advantage, because you clearly do not have it in exporting goods.
You're right.
You cannot compete with anybody else.
Yeah.
So after studies were done, it was determined, and very easily, I would say, that our competitive advantage was in trade in services and not goods.
Right. Okay.
Because of course we had been well established as a haven for tourism, so travel and hospitality services.
Right.
Very important. Our musicians and our artists and performers are seen around the world as being exotic, and people love the calypso, they love the reggae. Bob Marley made it globally, and they said, okay, these are areas in which you can compete. No one can touch you there. And then when we look a little bit further in, we realize that there were a number of other ways with the information age. ICT also created opportunities for the exporting of services globally, because you can stay here and do a website for somebody in Timbuktu without going anywhere. So it was decided that, hey, this is what you're good at. Let us support you to be better at what you're good at. And then we had what was called the Economic Partnership Agreement, EPA, with the EU around 2000.
Yeah, that's around there.
Yes. And at a meeting of the COTED, which is the Council of Ministers for Trade and Economic Development of CARICOM, a decision was taken that every CARICOM member state should have an organization, an umbrella organization, to help fuel the growth of export of services.
Right.
So CSI, Service Coalition, was supposed to be established in every CARICOM state. To a greater or lesser extent.
Okay.
Some countries like St. Lucia, they said, okay, all the funds we got from the Europeans in that current cycle, we call it STABEX funds to help them with the economies, we're going to put all into forming our coalition. In Jamaica, they did a similar amount. In Barbados, lots of funds, lots of support. Trinidad and so. In some other islands, very little.
Grenada.
Our coalition was established, I think, around 2002. That the order from COTED was in 2001. We struggled for about a decade, and we had a budget of about $20,000 for annual budget to run a secretariat, to hire people, to have equipment. And we had a number of folks who bravely tried to keep this thing going. We had meetings and so. And then in 2009, thereabout, the then chairperson, Mr. Rolf Horstialek, said, I'm tired of wasting my time with this thing. If you want to keep it alive, take it, make it your baby. So we said, okay, we'll try. And we approached the then NDC government, it was, I think, in 2010. And we said, if you give us $50,000, we can make a start. We asked them for more, but they gave us, I think it was about 50 then or 40. And we said, okay. But strategically, what I said, okay, that's not enough for 1 year's budget. But if we launch in July and we get started, we can probably twist their hands and let them double it the next year.
So, when they see things happening.
And we eventually launched in 2012. We opened our doors. We had a secretariat. We were registered as a non-profit, and we did quite a lot of good work. Because let me give you a little bit into exactly what is a service. Because some people, when we speak of services, they don't really understand. As the Economist magazine once described it, it says any economic activity that produces something that can't fall on your toe
is a service.
Is a service. Yeah. In other words, something that's of value but it's not tangible. Yeah, it doesn't occupy space. That's a service. Yeah. So think of all that happened in Grenada that can't fall on the toe. You can put it in a bag, you can walk around with it.
But it's there.
But it's there.
Delivered.
And it's big and it's costing money. Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of replacing the bananas and the nutmeg and so, the coalition's task was to identify and nurture and to help the fledgling service providers to become export ready. So we can, instead of exporting the bananas, now we'll be exporting services. We already had established services in terms of hospitality.
All right.
And so in Grenada's case, we already had SGU. Because don't forget, exporting in the service context is not going over with a crate.
Yeah. Taking a plane and loading up. Yeah.
It's not service. The thinking is that a service is exported once the person who consumes that service,
or who it impacts,
right, is not a resident of the same country as the person who delivered that service. So when a visitor comes here and they pay to go to a show, that is an export of a service. When they eat our bananas or whatever they eat here, it's an export of a service. If one of our dentists or specialists or our lawyers provide services for a company that wants to establish a business in Grenada, they have exported that service. Because the person who is paying for it is not of the same country. And it doesn't matter where the service is consumed or where the payment takes place.
Right.
Once the two parts in that transaction, the two parties, whether the entities or individuals, are not belonging to the same locale.
Okay.
So services can be exported. There are about 4 modes of exporting services, which we won't go into.
Yeah, because in the interest of time, I want to get to the core of the new thrust from GCSI. Yes. What's coming on?
Well, first of all, let's say, as you said before, in 2019, we started up very well. We did a number of things. We were able to, first of all, organize our service producers into associations, because it's difficult to operate with 120 micro entities
under one big umbrella. Yeah.
So we put them into groups and we help them to form associations. We had the IT Association, the Management Consultants Association, or there was some already established as the Bar and the Medical Associations. We tried to organize people who are in the fashion designs, people in ICT, I think I mentioned ICT, and many others who were able to, well, the architects and engineers were already there. We tried to work with those, and we had about a dozen of those associations. We worked with them, we helped them, we organized training and opportunities for them. As a matter of fact, before we had, as we have now, very importantly, the Office of Creative Affairs, we were able to get, I remember one year, Vaughn, Akeem, Miss Coco, and a number of artists who went into Barbados and did important training in the business of music and producing and how to on your rights and how to other things like that. We also had people who went overseas in terms of in ICT related fields, where we had a number of things done. We on the local scene, we were able to have the first, as I knew about it, I never heard of it anywhere before. As you mentioned, you went to our Services Expo, yeah, where we brought all the producers of service, whether it's educational service, food distribution, which was very novel at the time. Carry Bites was one of the first, and so the public could see the services, the range of services that were available in Grenada, and they can patronize them. The young students, the younger folks can see what is out there in the horizon that they can aspire towards, and policymakers, and so can see the importance of the services. So we had an expo. We also had a major program called Services Go Global. It's an internationally accredited program, which is a roadmap to help service producers to identify if they really have a service that's exportable, and to have a roadmap of how you can develop that service, how you can develop a marketing plan, how you can have an export plan, IT or digital platform, and how you can contract with people outside of Grenada internationally to make sure you don't get robbed and you get paid and all that. So we had that, the Services Go Global. We also had another novel idea we had for those days. We had an e-career day where we did not bring somebody to the schools, but we brought the schools to the experts.
Right.
And we had some experts at the GBSS, remember, the IT room there, and others from their own locations by Zoom. And all the secondary school students from 4 and 5, I think, were able to tune in and to learn from that one expert. Right? And we had a number of them. And we had schools, the two schools in Carriacou. You were able to stay in Carriacou and learn from an expert in IT or an architect or an engineer or somebody like that. So we did a number of those things. Those were the glory days. Now, what we want to do right now, as we said, is GCSI 2.0. Our aim is to revive it, have a renaissance. I have been with GCSI from the time it was formed in 2002. And I have been the de facto chairperson for the last 10 years. But we haven't had a AGM. So we want to get it revived. We want to get back our associations going. We want to have fresh elections, hopefully, which you can do in the first week in April this year. And in between now and then, what we would like to do is to have number of mix and mingle and other informal meetings, some formal ones by virtual or in person, so we can get ourselves reorganized and to get the coalition back again in the face of Grenadians.
Do you think in this dispensation there's a dire need for an organization or an entity like this?
Absolutely. Okay. Look at what the Office of Creative Affairs is doing for
the creatives.
For the creatives. But there's a lot of gaps. Yeah, we represent from the soft touch services, the massage therapists, the nail tech, and all these little people there who are actually making money, some of them, way up to the hard hat ones, as the architects and the engineers, and everything in between, including the creatives. Yeah. So the IT people, the consultants, the accountants, all those in between, you need to get them together, work together, collaboratively. Don't just compete, but collaborate and set standards. We have pending MOUs with National Training Agency, TAMCC, Grenada Development Bank for financing. We have the Bureau of Standards, GIDC, Chamber of Commerce. So these are all going to be our partners in ensuring that we can bring the benefits for our micro, small, and sometimes in some cases medium-sized producers of services to help them to the level of being able to export their services.
Let me ask you this, right? Do you think at this juncture in Grenada's transformative agenda, we can reach to that level where, okay, we understand enough emphasis is not being placed on agriculture and agro-processing and so forth, so we won't have much to export. Do you think the service could be that export commodity that we can push?
Well, already it is. When you look at SGU and you look at tourism and all these other areas, I mean, what do we export in terms of goods? To be honest with you,
except we send a few mangoes down to Trinidad in mango season. What else?
Precisely. So our economy is already a service-related economy. It is already a service-related economy. So all we have to do now is to expand on that, because it's already there.
And fine-tune it, because...
And even in agriculture, don't forget, only 40% of the output of agriculture globally has to do with farming, you know. The rest of it has to do with services. 60% of agriculture is services.
Selling and everything.
Packaging, marketing, advertising, transporting.
Yeah, 40% is actual work.
Actual services. So even in agriculture, the more we expand agriculture, the more the services sector grows. So we're not excluding anything. There is a service component of everything that is done.
Okay. We've exhausted our time.
Short,
yeah. But so get that message out.
Yes.
You have a date in mind that you would relaunch that Renaissance?
Yes, we have a number of events coming up. Of course, we hope to be on GBN with some of our stakeholders.
Please do.
In 2 days' time.
Yes.
To the point.
Right.
Hopefully, we get a good sponsor for that.
Yeah.
And so we want to be there in strength. On Monday, God willing, on the 3rd, we have a meet and mingle event planned for the Grenada Yacht Club, and we hope to bring many of our folks together to share and to mingle and to meet. And then we have a number of other discourses, virtual and as well as in person, that we hope to be able to do between now and that first week in April. The date zeroing on shortly, but we want to do all those things because we think it's important. If we think it's too critical, too crucial to allow it to die, and we think the time has come to revive it.
Do you still have a physical office space?
Yes, we do have a very small space, but I normally have to advise my secretary. We've just hired a new person. This is our first month, and doing an excellent job, I must say. Thank you, Tamika. I have to notify when I'm coming.
Okay.
Because she has to shift around the furniture so I can get space.
The room is that big?
It is that huge. So we do have an office space. GIDC has been very kind to us, and they've allowed us that little space there for nominal rent. As a matter of fact, our communication bills to flow is more than our rent to GIDC.
Wow. That's good. That's a good bad situation.
Yeah. So, but we are there, and we are very positive, and we believe that there is something to be had there, and we feel that we need to support the creative office, because don't forget, many of the people who are performers and artists and so, if you're into film or whatever it is, you have people to do the makeup and all the other things.
I am personally thinking now of having GBN hire me a makeup artist in the morning so that when I come to the set I look like the guys on CNN.
So all those supportive services would be under our portfolio as well.
Jude, we've exhausted the time, but I can assure you, my door is always open to you. When the need arises, just a phone call. I want to come and we'll arrange it. But this now, especially now, Grenada needs this, and it needs to be more in people's faces, like they grab onto because we're still in that day and age where people take services for granted. You understand, and think that, I'm just selling barbecue. You don't know the number of people who are relying on that barbecue that you're selling. You understand?
And I just said that, let me just say too that if more of our people appreciate the fact that they're not just doing a hustle, but they're actually providing a service, their approach will be different. Transportation. I mean, look at what happens on the road with our bus drivers. If they understand that they're actually providing a service.
Did you hear me say that this morning?
No.
This morning I said bus drivers and conductors, you are as important as the doctors, the lawyers, even as the politicians.
They are providing a service crucial to the development of our country. And sometimes this service is also exported, because there are many times when the people that they transport,
they go back and recommend.
They're foreigners. So they whenever a visitor pays
US
fee, if only all the fees that are paid for our services or in a foreign currency,
we'll be happy.
Then we would know exactly the extent to which the services are pervasive in our economy.
Because it will show up on our foreign reserves.
Yeah, it will show up.
Yeah. Mr. Bernard, we have to join the BBC, but thanks. And we will be doing this again in the not too distant future.
Absolutely.
Before April. I hope you can come back and give us some more strategics and as to what will happen.
Thank you very much for having us and providing us with your platform, which is a very huge one and growing.
The pleasure is all. The pleasure is always for us.
Thank you very much,
folks. We've got to take that break. We are a bit late in joining the BBC, but thank you for your patience and your indulgence. Thank you. That's it for the program.